You're listening to The Foundation of Wellness, a refreshing take on diet and lifestyle, with Jessica Dogert, a registered dietitian nutritionist, and Marisa Moon, a Primal health coach. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Marisa Moon. I'm a Primal health coach and the food blogger behind MyLongevityKitchen.com. And today, we're going to talk about something that has a huge impact on your health, but is often ignored. The reason I wanted to make this episode is because when you're on a journey towards better health, you have to make it a lifestyle. Of course, we all realize that. In order for it to really make a difference in your life and to become a part of who you are now, it just has to become a lifestyle. And if you don't have the time and the energy to learn everything you can about your change and hire all the help you need to support that change, then you absolutely, without a doubt, must have a support system in your personal life. That's how you're going to make it work. You must have people you can count on, and hopefully even people who inspire you and lift you up. Otherwise, without this foundation, you're caught in a vicious cycle of intention, action, but then eventual frustration and defeat. And you do it over and over again because you just don't have the right support system. Have you ever experienced that super crummy situation where you're excited about something new, like a new job or a new hobby, maybe this goal you've set with your health, and then you tell a close friend or a relative about it, just to be totally disheartened and saddened by their lack of support? Yeah, I think we've all experienced that. It's the worst. I was just listening to The Charlene Show. It's a podcast by Charlene Johnson. She's an awesome cheerleader who's full of ideas on how to nurture your goals and your health. And Charlene created an episode that was titled, What to Do When No One Supports You. And she gave the perfect example of what I'm talking about right now. She said, let's think about what it's like for the person in your life that's not reacting in a positive way to your new lifestyle. You're excited about your new motivation to work out and get healthy, but from your friend's point of view, all of a sudden now, she's thinking to herself, you're introducing me to your new healthy friends. You're asking me if I want to go to this new workout class on Saturday mornings at 8 a.m. that you love. And then those Friday night invites for cocktails and girls' night are not coming my way anymore. So picture yourself in that person's shoes. When they respond to you with this lackluster attitude and almost disapproval, do you really think that they're unhappy about you getting healthy? Or do you think it's fear-based? Are they feeling something that scares them? Your friend is feeling left behind, even if you try to include her in these changes. It seems like you want to do better for yourself, so then that must mean that she's not good enough for you anymore. Or the way she isn't good enough anymore. When our interests change, we're moving on. We want change for the better, in most cases. People that we love will feel left behind. They'll sometimes feel hurt and like they're not needed anymore. They feel like you're abandoning the pack, the tribe. Your new lifestyle is like holding up a reflection for them to see what they could be, or almost like you're telling them what they should be. Or it feels almost like something they don't have the courage to do themselves. It's not that they're not happy for you. They're more just feeling sad for themselves in a way that they can't even articulate or understand. They're feeling like they're being left behind, or that a magnifying glass is placed upon their inadequacies and unaccomplished goals. You see what I mean? That's why they're not so excited for us. And this is especially true for your partner or if you're in a relationship, because you've been doing things a certain way for a really long time together. And now all of a sudden you're ready for some massive change and you just expect your partner to be on board with this change. I mean, this applies if you're starting a new hobby, a new business, new friends. Maybe you're learning new things. You're listening to podcasts and seminars. You're reading books. And your partner or person you're close to is like, who is this person? And to you, they almost seem disinterested. You think it seems like they want you to fail. They're even making negative comments. And they have less and less in common with you now. And you both wonder why the other person won't just come over to the other side. You know, Charlene Johnson on that episode I was listening to goes on to explain this analogy for the first time I've heard it, called crabs in a barrel or crabs in a bucket. Sometimes this is referred to as the crab mentality. It's a mentality where a group of like-situated people hurt those in their community that are attempting to get ahead. It's this mentality of like, if I can't have it, neither can you. If I can't achieve it, neither can you. This comes from when they're harvesting crabs and crabs are all put down in a barrel together. The crabs could actually get out if they would go one by one. But as soon as one crab starts trying to get out, all the other crabs hold on to that crab and pull him back into the barrel. It's just like this whole attempt to reduce the self-confidence of the person striving for more, the person achieving for success, maybe out of envy, out of spite, competitive feelings. They just want to halt the progress. I mean, it's pretty rough on both sides of the situation. The hardest part is the person that is not being your cheerleader or supportive will almost never admit that they're doing this or that they have this mentality until the one day comes when hopefully they make these types of changes from their own free will and determination. Then maybe you all can talk about it. But other than that, they're never going to see that it's not justified. You know, I remember when I heard a famous paleo author named Diane Sanfilippo explain why it is that people aren't supportive of your changes. And in her words, she was explaining that it's a reflection on themselves and it makes them feel bad about themselves. It's not about you at all. To be honest, that was the first time I ever heard it put that way before. It took me a minute to let that sink in because I was like, is that for real? It woke me up. It woke me up to stop expecting others to understand or to accept my new path. And then I would pay more attention to nurturing the relationships with those people who did understand me. And I would soon learn to just let the others do their own thing as we drift apart. Haven't you had that feeling before where someone you used to be close to just doesn't make you feel that great anymore, or the connection's not like it used to be? It's almost like you justify this friendship simply because of all the time you've known each other and how long you've been friends. But it's time to release them because they're just bringing you down. Maybe the relationship ran its course and that's it. You don't have to have a finite, tangible reason or like a breakup for your friendship. You just know you're not getting from the relationship what you should be getting, and it's time to focus your energy somewhere else. You know, as we get older, it takes more energy to maintain friendships or especially to make new ones because the convenience is no longer there in our lifestyle or in the clubs and activities we were a part of when we were in school or certain jobs, places we lived. You have to go out of your way to make friends as you get older, and then especially to maintain the ones that mean the most to you. You just have to make a conscious choice. Who is most deserving of your energy and time? Identify who you resonate with, who connects with you, who's supportive and uplifting and interesting to you. You know, someone can be interesting but not inspiring to you, and that's all good. But If you continue giving your time and your relationships to people who are neither interesting or inspiring, and they bring you down, that's just unfair to you. It's actually unfair to you both because there's probably someone they're really going to jive with. This reminds me of how when we're kids, we dream of being friends with like Superman or your favorite basketball player. And when you're an adult, you kind of do the same thing. You're wishing you were actually friends with your favorite singer or actress or athlete. You kind of fantasize about like what it would be like because you guys would get along so well. Now let's think of the reasons that you wish that. Well, because usually they have qualities you wish you had. You look up to them. They're so interesting and inspiring and memorable. And if you were their friend, you wouldn't have the same life that you have now. Your life would probably transform, not because they're famous or have money, but because you're so inspired by them. You'd likely work harder at your goals, try to emulate them, learn from their ways, perhaps care more about your personal appearance, and even allow yourself to do more things outside of your comfort zone because you're friends with someone who's so dang inspiring. Many of us go through our entire adulthood without seeking a close relationship with someone who inspires us. This is someone you can look up to, someone you can learn from. You can call this a mentor, but you can often call them a friend if you do it right. I remember it wasn't that long ago when I realized I had 0 close friends or mentors, definitely no mentors, who had the same passion that I had for nutrition and ancestral health. I really needed that, you guys. At this time, it was on my mind all the time. It literally made me sad that I didn't have someone to geek out over this nutrition stuff, someone to talk to and ask questions to and talk about the things I'm struggling with. And the people who were closest to me just didn't share this same interest. And I was changing so quickly before their eyes, they were kind of put off by it. So I straight up went on a mission to find a friend or a mentor that I could start hanging out with because I needed that. I was joining meetups on meetup.com for groups that were into paleo and nutrition. I would spark up totally random conversations as soon as I caught wind that somebody was in the same field of wellness or nutrition. I'd just try to put the feelers out there to see if we could maybe be compatible like friends. It sounds so funny when I tell it this way. And then I found this local paleo food blogger who had accomplished so much more than I had, and I found it so interesting. So I asked her out to all these different events and tried to develop that friendship. And even though we're like really cool, we totally inspire each other, I had to face it that after these few friend dates, we weren't like really hitting it off, you know, like a real match. So I just moved on. And in the meantime, I was attending paleo conferences and fitness conferences throughout the year, you know, meeting new people and nurturing the connections that meant something to me personally because I seriously was on a mission. And then luckily, the team at High Vibe put me together with Jessica, my co-host on this podcast, to start recording these Facebook Live videos one day where we could talk about everything wellness in the world as it relates to High Vibe. In case you're wondering what I'm talking about, High Vibe Superfood Juicery is this really cool paleo vegan juice bar and cafe in Chicago. And I worked there for many years with Jessica, and I'm so grateful for the friendship that developed from that. And it's exactly what I was looking for. So now, mission accomplished. I can relax. Hello, wellness lovers. This is Marisa here, reaching out to all of you that live in the Chicagoland area. If you're into fitness and nutrition, you're going to love this new event happening on Sunday, September 9th in 2018. It's called Strength in the City, and it's being held at the incredible Northerly Island Pavilion on the lakefront downtown. You and your entire family can take fitness classes, meditation classes, listen to nutrition talks, eat healthy, and stay inspired with so many other people just like us. I'm excited to announce my new talk, which is debuting at Strength in the City. It's titled 4 Transitions You Must Make to End Dieting for Good. So grab your tickets for this feel-good event and join us. Tickets are sold at strengthinthecity.com. Jessica and I will both be there, so we hope to see you. Bye. Now, let's say you, as a listener right now, are on a weight loss journey, right? Maybe this is new, and this time you feel 100% committed and determined to lose that weight, all right? You got your head in the game. That's all you care about. Well, interestingly enough, Mark Sisson, in the book The Primal Connection, brought up this question that says, is obesity contagious? Mark goes on to say that this isn't necessarily the news that we all want to hear, but several studies in the last decade have shown our social circle can significantly impact our weight. The heavier our friends and family are, the more likely we are to gain weight and or remain heavy. Now, on the flip side, the thinner that our friends are, the more likely we are to be thin or to be successful in losing weight. And research into group weight loss, like a team competition in the workplace, for instance, this reveals that weight loss tends to cluster. So we feed off the success of others, and we end up doing better when we're in groups and in numbers. So what can you do if the closest people to you don't value physical health and that's your mission right now? Well, you can find people to add to your social circle who are on a similar journey. Maybe these two social circles are not intermingling. Maybe you're going to have a different group of friends right now that keep you focused, but you're looking for people who can offer the perspective and support that you crave at this time. You can find a group to do a weight loss challenge online, on Facebook, or at work, because doing it with a group is pretty awesome. And that'll be one of the cool perks of a group program that I'm creating right now, hammering away, trying to get you guys content online so that you can have a self-guided health coach journey with me, but you'll also be doing it with other people. It's pretty cool. Remember, not every person in your life needs to share in this journey, obviously. Give those who are resistant to your journey or interests the space that they need to just watch you from a distance as the changes are taking place. And just make sure that they still know how much you care about them. So, after all this talk about your closest friends, your mentors, supporters, even your haters, it's time to consider who really makes up your core tribe. Life takes us in so many different directions, and it's often pulling us a great distance from the roots of our past, the people that we love the most, our jobs, our schools, our spouses' careers. We just end up being taken all over the country or the world sometimes, leaving behind a core group of people or a tribe that we considered our family. You know, we often overlook this basic need for health and happiness. It's like your sacred social circle or your personal tribe. In countries with the most centenarians, those are people who live over 100 years old, one of the single most important factors in their long lives is their social connections, their family unit, or their tribe. In Okinawa, people even make sort of a pact with a group of 5 friends, committing themselves to each other for life. And perhaps more importantly, these social circles encourage healthy and positive behavior in one another every time. It takes effort, but it's so rewarding to define and nurture your own personal tribe. A tribe here represents people you feel closest to. You know, the people that know you best, or these people are the ones you don't need to impress. Especially important are the people you've shared meaningful experiences with. But let's face it, our culture has changed, and we no longer necessarily stay close to our family or even talk to our family. And like I said, many of us move thousands of miles away from the people who've known us the longest. Even if we stay in one place for most of our lives, we get busy. Life gets complicated, and we lose touch with people that we care about. As a result, we end up feeling unattached and unfulfilled, and we almost forget who cares about us out there. And perhaps you're thinking, Marisa, I don't have friends I feel super close to or people who know me the best. Well, that's okay. Start thinking about people that you share activities with. People who ask about your life and engage in a meaningful conversation with you. Feeling a sense of belonging, either to a church, a club, or a team, can help you achieve the benefits of a tribe too. Choose the relationships that you have the most energy and motivation to maintain, and always choose quality over quantity. A few genuine friendships are far more rewarding than 100 Facebook friends or acquaintances. Now, a cool exercise to try here in order to get the most out of this episode is to take a moment and write down as little as 3 names, or as many as 8, of the people you feel closest to. They make you feel safe, comfortable, and happier. Next to each name, write yourself a reminder of what you feel when you're in their presence, or the reason that they make you feel comfortable. You can even add pictures, make this thing into like a journal. We'll call it your tribe guide. In fact, I've made you a free download called My Tribe Guide, so you can start this very exercise that I'm suggesting. Just head over to marisamoon.com/blog/15. That's the number of this episode. Whenever you're tempted to skip a phone call or a lunch date with your tribe member, because life is getting too hectic, read your tribe guide as a reminder. The link for that free download again is marisamoon.com/blog/15. And remember, Marisa's with 1 S. Your tribe will bring years to your life, and you'll do the same for them in return. So that whole portion was an excerpt from a session that I created for Aura. Aura is an awesome free meditation app. They even have life coaching and personal development sessions about anxiety. They have nature sounds and folklore storytelling and all sorts of meditation and mindfulness sessions. They're like 3 to 7 minutes too. It's awesome. Aura even has a community where you can reflect on the sessions there by posting something that you felt. You can interact with other users if you choose to. Now, my channel on the Aura app is called The Wild Within, and you can listen to all my sessions for free if you just download the Aura app and subscribe to my channel called The Wild Within that you'll find in the life coaching section. After I recorded this episode called Define Your Tribe, I was touched by so many reflections that the listeners shared in the Aura community. So here's a few examples of the things people were saying about making their tribe guide. One person said, I made a list of people that I feel most comfortable with, and I was reminded of how important they are to me. Writing how each member of my tribe makes me feel was such a humbling and rewarding experience. I need to make more time with them. Nurture your tribe. Another listener said, this reminder was wonderful. Focusing on my tribe members helps me feel connected and positive. It also reminds me to acknowledge and maybe let go of the friendships who have not filled me or the ones that are just too difficult. Thank you for this gift. And one that really touched me said, I need to remember that I have people who love me for me already, and that I need to focus on them more than thinking about my failed relationships with the family that I was born into. Wow, that's awesome. It's time to make your tribe guide so you can look back on it when times get hectic and so you have the right support system to reach your goals. Head over to marisamoon.com/blog/15. And remember Like us on Facebook. We're the Foundation of Wellness Podcast. And be sure to share our podcast with your friends. If you're using iTunes, make sure you subscribe, and we'd appreciate it if you left us a review. Thanks, guys. Bye.